Hey, what's up? This is Darius. I'm here with my co-host,
Lena,
from Navigating Workplace Realities. And today we are going to be talking about those times when you just want to tell your boss to take this job and shove it. But don't. Don't do that because it'll jeopardize your career. But there are times when there's legitimate tension in the workplace. And, we can kind of get to a point where the emotions can maybe take over and you just want to let it rip.
yes.
But,
That usually happens when your boss is a jerk.
yeah, bona fide.
And there are some legit jerks out there,
Absolutely.
like legitimate
Yeah.
jerks.
Very entitled narcissists that kind of feel like they can talk to people any old kind of way.
But don't call your boss a jerk.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I want to give a little story about a situation that I had one time. It was like 20 years ago. I was working for this guy. We're not going to say any names. But he was a piece of work. He brought a lot of business to the firm. So he knew he was kind of like the big man at the job. Mm-hmm. Well, one day he walked over to my desk. He was ranting and raving about something. And I just looked at him and I said, walk away from me. Turn around and walk away from me because you're making my stomach hurt.
I wish I would have seen that.
That's what I told him.
Yeah.
And he was like, and he turned around and walked away from me. And then he gave me the silent treatment from then on. He was like, you hurt my feelings. You owe me an apology.
Naturally.
I was like, I do not owe you an apology.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the one who told the judge somebody's been feeding you bologna and you've been eating it. So this is the kind of person we're talking
you cannot
about.
talk like
So
that to a
I ended up quitting that job.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he kept on working and making a paycheck, and I boomeranged and I came right back. They hired me back because I was a good employee. But it turns out that it was a mistake to go back. But I should have just handled the situation differently. I shouldn't have told him to go somewhere.
Actually, something that I like to say is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you while you're busy being miserable. So I'll just walk away, let you do your thing. You can continue to be miserable. I'll be over here, happy as a clam. It's all good. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, your mental health is ultimately what's important. You don't want to
Create that misery.
Yeah, I know, right? Misery loves company. But you don't want to feel upset or feel tension or feel and it goes back to psychological safety, which is what we touched on in our first episode, of being able to feel as though you can speak at work, being able to feel as though you can communicate freely, as if there's something that's kind of off that you want to talk about with your boss or with, another supervisor, coworker, whatever it happens to be. You have the ability and you have the freedom to do so without feeling like there's going to be consequences.
Talking it out, communication is so important. It's the number one thing. Don't hold it in. Don't hold it in. If you need to nip a situation in the bud, just go ahead and nip it.
Absolutely.
Right? Nip it. Talk it out. Be adult about it. Be the bigger person. Yeah. Keep your job above all things, especially in this day and time when inflation is through the roof. A loaf of bread can be $5, legit. I'm talking Sara Lee. We're not even talking the Pepperidge Farm bread with the oatmeal on it and all that kind of stuff.
Artisanal brioche.
Right. I mean, it's if you can keep your job, keep it. Don't lose your cool. Go to the bathroom, blow off some steam. Go outside, walk away, whatever you need to do. Don't just react to the situation.
Absolutely. Which can be hard to do when you have the adrenaline running through your body and when you're basically just on the verge of seeing red. If you just have to just... Yeah, I mean, if you just have to
put some sugar in this tea, go ahead.
If you have to just stand up, walk away, go into the hallway, whatever it is, just do that.
And it's the older you get, you just don't want to take the crap.
No, you don't. Oh my gosh.
You don't want to take the crap the older that you get. But you know what? If you are just starting out in a job and you can just see right away, red flags,
Pretty much.
I'm going to give you an example. So I used to work for this company, right? Where we had these new employees start. It was 4 of them. Mm-hmm. And one of the men that worked at the company who was he was way up the ladder. He walked up to them and he was like, move.
Ooh, that's rude.
Just trying to right away show them that he's the bigger man, like he's the big somebody. Like, get out of my way. When I say people are legit jerks, they can like be legit jerks.
Yeah.
But I was like serious. Like I couldn't even take him, it was just like, for real.
It's one of those Michelle Tanner. How rude.
Oh yeah. But it was so laughable that I was like, wow, I made it a point to get along with him and just let him know that I ain't scared of you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever works for you, but above all, do what you can do to keep your job. If you need to go to HR and talk it out, if you need to go to your car and pray about it, if you need to go somewhere in private and call your mama and say, Mama, guess what happened at work? My boss has just been really ridiculous, and I really feel like I just need to just bounce out of here, or something is going to happen. But just be calm. Don't lose your cool.
Yeah, don't lose your cool.
Have good sense. Don't react if possible. Like, don't just like react without thinking.
Yeah, that's one of the worst things you can do.
That's, I think, what we're just trying to say.
Yeah.
Don't just like
don't
let
take a
them
baseball
take you
bat
there.
to the printer. It's a reference to Office Space.
Especially if you have kids and you need to come home and feed those kids. That happened to me one time, I think that's why I boomeranged, because I had kids that I needed to take care of. And so I had to humble myself and go back and say, I apologize. Made him feel good. I got the paycheck. I started getting the paycheck again, along with the benefits, the health insurance, and the 401k money and all of that.
And sometimes that's the route to go.
Do what you need. You have to decide what's more important.
Yeah, but if it sucks it to the point where you feel like you're being tortured at work, get out.
Yeah. Run.
Yeah.
But can you at least try to find a job before you run?
But if it's something that is,
We're trying to keep it light, but I mean, there's any number of things that you can do to deal with a difficult boss. But just use common sense, good judgment, and it also depends on who you're dealing with,
Yeah.
God forbid it would be a family member that's your boss.
Yeah, that would be
That's
awkward.
like treating you like crap, and you just want to be like, you know what? You leave. I'm staying right here. You go.
Yeah.
Why don't you leave? We need to do something about this,
And on that note, that'll be part 4. We'll talk about working with family.
Meanwhile, I want to just keep on talking, y'all.
Part 4, different
and
communication styles.
One of my subscribers gave me a comment on my last video, and she was like, I would add, make sure you're getting enough rest. She was like, if you are being stressed at work, how to handle it. And she suggested, you know what? Just to keep yourself calm and healthy, get some good rest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rest your body. When your body is saying it's enough, it's enough. Sometimes you just have to listen to your body. But anyway, y'all's comments are welcome.
Yes.
As long as they are positive, uplifting, encouraging.
Welcome with an asterisk.
And that's gonna be a wrap. There's just so much to talk about when it comes to the workplace. But basically, just try to keep your job if at all possible. If you're miserable, if you hate it, try to find something else before, because there's lots of good reasons to just quit. But you just don't want to find yourself in a place where you can't take care of yourself. I think that's really what we're trying to say here. Don't quite tell your boss to take this job and go somewhere and sit down with it. But coming up, I'm going to be talking with someone about life after retirement when you have debt.
Yeah, interesting.
A whole debt that has not been paid.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very interesting to talk about. I don't know anybody that's retired debt-free, but that's going to be something we're going to talk about coming up. All right, y'all, it's been real.
It sure has. We sure thank you.
We sure thank y'all for watching.
And we'll catch you later. Peace.
Bye.
Out.